A lot of people want to start different types of businesses for themselves, but they don't just know how to go about it. Some has a fair idea of what exactly they are supposed to do to get these items directly from the sources or from the suppliers or the manufacturers. But they just feel like the whole process is complicated. This particular video is for you. I'm going to show you the simplest, easiest way if you want to start a business whereby you can import those items from China. I'm going to show you the easiest and the simplest way you can actually go about that in this particular video. Hello, if today is your first time of coming across this channel, I am Doki, and over here I give you tips on how to make your mini importation a very successful one. Let's get right into the video. So now, it isn't that you haven't heard about 1688. You have heard about 1688. It isn't that you haven't heard about Alibaba, you haven't heard about Pindodo, you haven't heard about the rest and the rest. You have heard about all of that, and you have even tried, right? But most of the time you just feel like the whole process is complicated for you, or you don't even have the time. Like, you don't have the time to go through all of those processes and all of that, but you still want to start a business, and you still want to import or to start your importation business from China. How do you go about it? The first step that you need is to decide on the type of business that you actually want to go into, which I know that most of us might have decided. But if you haven't decided, I would advise you to sit yourself down and decide on the type of business. Once you get the type of business you want to start, the next thing you're supposed to do is to conduct a market research. So the market research is just you trying to understand the industry you're about to get into. So if it is bags, you are just trying to understand, the bag industry, type of materials they use in producing these bags, which bags are quality, which bags are inferior, which materials are quality, which materials are inferior, your target customers, and all of that, right? Just run a simple market research around the type of items that you actually want to import. Now, once you are done with that, the next thing you need is an Alipay account. Now, this Alipay account is a means of payment between you and your supplier. Now, most people are always like, they don't know Alipay or they don't believe Alipay. I've had those, like, from time to time. I really get that this particular Alipay is a very trusted platform that any single person at all, for you to be able to survive as a foreigner in China, you actually need this particular app, right? So that is like the main means of payment in China, so you also need it. Now, for you to be able to get this Alipay account, you need to have a passport. Okay, so once you get the passport, you register on the Alipay and you verify that Alipay account. If you don't have a passport to verify the Alipay account, it is okay. You haven't lost anything. I'll still show you how you can actually be able to go about your payments. The next thing you need is a shipping agent. The shipping agent is going to be the logistics or the person that is going to transport your goods from China to wherever you are. If you are in Ghana, from China to Ghana, it's also very, very important. If you don't have a shipping logistics, when you buy the goods, who is going to bring it down? So you actually need a shipping logistics or a shipping company that is going to bring your items down to you after you are done purchasing your items from these suppliers. Now, the next thing that you need is a supplier. And this time, we are not going to source for these suppliers because we just want something very easy and simple, all right, because of our situation, right? And that is getting a direct supplier's contact, a very legit supplier's contact, and you are good to go. If you are just getting it from a random supplier, that is where you have those kind of fears. Okay, but if it is a recommendation from maybe a friend, or sometimes I have suppliers on this my channel. If it's something that I've recommended to you, or somebody that you trust recommends a supplier to you, it is actually okay. You can actually use that particular supplier. So these are like the three things you need. If you have all of these available, what are you going to do? So let's say that you want to go into ladies clothing business. Now you have your supplier available. What are you going to do? All you have to do is to chat this particular supplier out and go like, hello, I am so so and so, and can I see your catalog? Sometimes they will try to ask you a question. If you are somebody who imports and all of that, you don't need to show them that you are like you don't know your whereabouts. Just tell them that yes, you are somebody who have been importing and you want to get their catalog and their MOQ, right? Once you get their catalog and their MOQ, they will give you the catalog with the pricing, right? One other important thing you need to learn is to learn how to convert the prices from the Chinese currency to your currency. Okay. Now, for you to be able to do this particular exchange, let's say you are in Cameroon, you need to get an RMB or a Chinese currency exchanger. Okay. Once you get the exchanger can just do give you the rate and help you out with the exchange, right? Once you do it once, twice, you will actually understand the process. Okay. Please don't go to Google to go and key in the price there. So once the supplier sends you the catalog, what you are going to do is you are going to go through the catalog and you are going to select the ones that you want, the type of clothing that you want. Most of these people, they can send you just the pictures and videos. Some of them too might have a group. They will add you to the group, just like most of we the wholesalers do. So they'll add you to their group, and when they post new designs, you always see it over there. So whether any of the processes that they give you, it is okay. So if it's a catalog, you can ask the relevant questions. Maybe if you want to know the material, you can ask. If you want a video of it, you can ask, and all of that. Please don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you might buy something that you might not really like, right? And once you ask the relevant questions and you know the exact product that you want to buy, you give them the quantity. So let's say that they have given you that their minimum order is 50 pieces. Now, that's one thing about this suppliers contacting. You really have to get into the business. You can't just go and buy 2 pieces or 3 pieces or 5 pieces, because these people are like wholesalers, right? You have to buy their minimum order. So if they say their minimum order is 50 pieces, but some of them too, their minimum order is also very, very moderate, right? But it depends on the supplier. So if they say their minimum order is 50 pieces, all you have to do is to make the payment for that 50 pieces. Now, how do you make the payment? You remember we spoke about Alipay. If you have an Alipay account, right, you can easily make the payments with your Alipay account, right? It is very, very simple, easy, and straightforward. But if you don't have an Alipay account, all you have to do is to let the exchanger make the payments on your behalf. So instead of the exchanger sending the money into your Alipay, they'll just send it to the supplier directly and send you a proof of screenshot. So the person that has Alipay and the person that doesn't have Alipay, their charges is the same thing. Like the payment is the same thing. They are not charging you more because you don't have an Alipay account. It's the same thing, right? If you don't have Alipay account, you have not lost any single thing. So once this payment is made, right? What is the next thing? The supplier will now ask for your shipping company, as I said from the beginning. So once you chat the shipping company, they are going to give you your own address, right? An address, you'll send that address to the supplier. Once the supplier receives this particular address, they'll send your goods to that address. They'll send you a proof that they have sent it, and even sometimes you'll add the tracking number. Okay, so the tracking number is just like identification number of your goods, because you can't they don't use clothing there to identify, because everybody, almost half of the container might be clothing, right? So they use the tracking numbers to identify that okay, this tracking number is for madam this, is for say this. I hope you understand. Yes. So once they give you the tracking number, your shipping company will alert you that okay, we have received these goods, or you can send the tracking number to your shipping company, right, and tell them that have you received this my goods. Once they receive it, you patiently wait for your items to actually arrive. Now, the main question somebody will be asking is, Doki, I really want to start this, but how do I get a supplier for these particular items? Now, when you come to Doki's channel over here, okay, if you are an old member, you already know that I have so many suppliers here. You will find some of my videos. Any video you see that has free supplier on it, it means that there is a supplier on those ones, right? Now, I am introducing you to my supplier list. Though I have suppliers over here, but somebody might just want a whole place whereby the person will have only suppliers, right? Whereby they can actually be able to do this simplest way of importing. Now, on that particular suppliers list, I have suppliers for iPhones, Samsung, diapers, clothing, shoes, bags, like there are a lot, home appliances, there are a lot on that particular suppliers list. If you want that particular suppliers list so that you can be able to follow this particular process very simple and easy, you can actually go to the description and there are links over there. Just tap on the link that will take you to the suppliers list link, and you can actually be able to get yourself that particular suppliers list. But if there is a particular business you want to start and you are not sure particular supplier is actually included, you can actually send me a DM to ask if that particular supplier is included, and I will gladly assist you on that. So this is actually the most simplest and easiest way you can actually import from China. Many people have been using this particular method, like, sorry to say, but even most of our mommies and daddies who are not even educated, this is the process that they actually use. It's the simplest and easiest process you can use to actually start your importation journey if you want something very simple and very, very easy. If you still haven't subscribed to this channel, do well to hit on the subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. It is bye bye.